Losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are.
Tony, what's
Yes,
poppin', bro?
I'm
How you feeling?
good, man. We back on the losers lounge.
The
That's
second,
always a good thing.
right, for the second night in a row. The second night in a row. And before I get started, let me tell my man Greg, look, man, I must have missed the question when you asked about my family, so I apologize about that. My family is good. Thank you for asking. I definitely appreciate it. All right, so shout out to you, Greg, for always jumping in. Man, I'm not happy. I'm still not happy about the way that things went down with the Wizards tonight, but we got the win, so
May-
I
may-
ain't gonna complain about that no more.
Maybe some of their comments will cheer you up.
Yeah,
Maybe their anguish will make us feel better about this win.
yeah, because the Wizards. Well, we'll get started. We'll start with this one here. Ja Meal said, "I still think Brunson is mid."
Ja's bugging.
Yeah, but welcome to the Losers Lounge. Brunson is better than everybody on the Wizards. Twice better than everybody on the Wizards. Maybe he's not twice better than Kuz, but he's still better than Kuz. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know what he's talking about. That's just the angry Wizards fan who's mad that every time the Knicks come to Washington, the Knicks take over.
It's a home game for us.
Yeah, it's a home game for the Knicks. And it's going to get worse as time goes on, too. You know what I'm saying? As time goes on, it's going to become more and more and more and more a Knicks home game.
Well, Sim, as time goes on, they won't be in Washington.
That's true. That's true. They'll still be called the Washington Wizards, I guess, but they'll be playing in Virginia. Supposedly. I don't know if it's. I know the whoever it was, governor or whoever announced it. But I was listening to the radio the day that he announced it, and they said that he announced it before it was actually final. So I don't know if it's been finalized or not.
It's a tactic.
It
was a tactic. You know what I mean?
Apparently, they're building like this, whole new stadium, practice facility right there, with this big, campus. I don't know if you call it a campus, but this whole area with shopping, stores and other forms of entertainment there, bowling, roller skating, like all of this right there. You know what I'm saying? And I guess it's supposed to be much better than where Capital One Arena is now. You know what I'm saying? It's not that, Capital One Arena it's okay. It's in an all right spot. But from what they're saying they're supposed to build, is going to be much better.
Probably more open.
Yeah, more, it's supposed to be, well, Capital One is easy to get to. I'm assuming that the Metro is still going to take you there. You might have to pay a little bit more to get there, but it's still going to take you there. If you're parking, I don't know how much better parking is going to be, but I'm assuming if they're building this entire area, parking is going to be better. Because right now, you got to go downtown D.C., you got to pay $50 to park at a parking garage or whatever it's going to cost you. Or if you're going to park on the street, you can't find a place to park for real. So there it might have its own dedicated parking lot, which would make it much easier to park and all that kind of stuff. So, we'll see. Might make it better. A better place for Knicks fans to go. They're probably not going to allow us to do a podcast in the arena though. So we need
Yeah,
to
that is
many.
a nice setup we got going up.
Yeah, we got to get in as many as possible before that place goes up. You know, but I mean that Capital One is still going to be there. The Mystics are going to play there. Whoever else is going to play there. So it'll still be there. That place will still be there. Lou said Jordan Stool. They're not feeling Jordan Poole in a Wizards uniform, man. They're not feeling him at all. I speak to a lot of Wizards fans. They want him out of there. They want him out of there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think he will be able to? Man, I don't think he'll live up to his contract. So what I want to say is, do you think he will be able to revitalize his career, or just have a long career, or do you think he's in a situation where he might not be in the league after the contract?
Nah, I think he'll have a long career. I think he's going to end up being a 6-man though.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like a Jordan Clarkson type of guy. Yeah, I think he's going to end up being a guy that, bumps around from, team to team. Sometimes he's a starter. Sometimes he comes off the bench. One of those type of guys, depending on the level of the team, but would be an excellent 6-man on a good basketball team. That's what I think he's going to end up being. I mean, the thing is going to be, and the reason why he's going to get bumped around, I think, is because of his contract, right? The Wizards are probably, unless he, at some point, learns how to, comes into his own or whatever you want to call it, and the Wizards keep him around. But my thinking is that when it's time for the Wizards, when they feel like it's time for them to trade for whoever, Jordan Poole is going to be in that trade because of his contract. You know what I'm saying? And then that team will see if Jordan Poole can make it there. And then they'll probably end up moving them for another big time player or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's going to happen until this contract is over. And he's going to be a bad contract for a while.
Kerry Cox said Poole equals Kevin Knox. I think Kevin Knox wishes he had Poole's career so far.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, for real. Justin said, if I'm the Wizards, I'm not trading Kuz. I'm sorry. If I was the Wizards, I wouldn't trade him.
Me neither.
One, he's a decent enough player. And two, because of the contract. I wouldn't trade him now. Let's say that. If it came time for, whatever big name to come
to
the Wizards, he might be another guy that's put in the trade because of his contract. I think, his contract makes him.
It might be both. Yeah, it might be both of them. It might be Poole might be the one they want. You know what I mean? And I mean, I'm sorry, Kuz might be the one they want, and Poole might be the one they have to take.
Right. So I do think Kuz ends up getting traded. Excuse me. I think he ends up getting traded, and he might even end up getting traded to a championship caliber team, because I think there's going to be some championship caliber teams that will look at him and say, "Yeah, we can use Kuz." I mean, because he is a good basketball player. How old is he?
26, I think.
26. You know, he's not that old. I don't know if he's ever going to be. I doubt he's ever going to be a number one guy. The best he'll be is a number three guy, I think. You know what I'm saying?
I trade for him.
I'd trade for him.
Kerry Cox said Kuz is damaged.
He's damaged? Why do you say he's damaged?
Because he's playing in Washington.
I mean, he might be a little immature, something like that. I mean, we haven't seen anything crazy from him.
Why you say immature?
Just you look at the way that he's dressed sometimes, and
see,
some of those type of things. I think he might be still growing up. I don't think he's done anything.
Yeah,
I don't mean it in a bad way. Just still a kid.
Okay, I mean, he gets whatever he gets from his fashion. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I think that's just like a new era thing. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like, I'm not defending his fashion by any means because I don't get it either. But I just think somebody out there likes it. You know what I mean? Like, besides him. You know what I mean? Like,
I just think he's still like Brunson at 26, right? A little bit more mature than Kuz, right? I think he's a little bit, probably has some maturing to do as a young man. Man, he's done nothing wrong though. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I don't have a problem bringing him on my basketball team. You know what I'm saying? I would definitely like to have Kuz on the basketball on this particular basketball team, but I don't think the Wizards are going to trade him. You know what I mean? I don't think he's going to trade him. Andrew said, "Man, about time we get another actual big man to help Daniel Gafford. I would be cool with either Gafford or Marvin Bagley starting." Let's put it like this. Marvin Bagley's got another chance. You know what I'm saying? He's got another chance there with the Wizards. So, he may have gone through enough fire after leaving Sacramento, that he's really ready to capitalize on this chance with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? He was a number 2 draft pick. He didn't live up to the hype. You know what I'm saying? He put up some good numbers in Sacramento, but he didn't live up to the hype. Detroit, he was buried on the bench for the most part. Now he's getting a chance with the Wizards, and I think this might work out for him. I'd like to see it work out for him. You know what I'm saying? He's still a young guy. You know what I mean? I'd like to see it work out for him. What do you think?
I think when it's gonna light a fire under him, so it's like almost like a last chance in a sense, and I mean that in this, that's the way he's gonna have to look at it. You know what I mean? Like, you get bounced around, and it's never been a situation where, it's not like he was on a championship contender playing behind, third string guy because, what I mean, they got 2 guys ahead of him. He had an opportunity everywhere he went to at least earn the spot. You know what I mean? I have read, because he does have a lot of defenders out there. I'll say that, like, even from other teams he's been on, a lot of people have said he was being used wrong. I don't know what that meant in particular, but even somebody in the chat, in their chat, came from another team saying, "Oh, y'all know how to use him. He's gonna be good for y'all." You know what I mean? So,
Multiple teams used him wrong?
I mean, I don't know. I don't. I'm just saying what was out there, because I was checking his temperature. Not this year, but like last year or the year before, I forget. And they were saying it since then, and it's it's still people saying it today.
Yeah. Yeah. More about Marvin Bagley said Marvin played well tonight. Just got to make your free throws. Wiz easily won the trade. I don't even remember who did they trade. 'Cause my focus was on Marvin Bagley because I wanted the Knicks. I
Mhm.
didn't, I wasn't like, oh, go get him, but he was a guy that I thought would have fit well with the Knicks as a backup center. Right? Who did the Wiz? What was the trade? I don't even remember what the trade was. I just focused on Marvin Bagley going to the Wizards.
I'm trying to look it up right now.
Let's see. So the Pistons traded
Pistons. There you go.
Marvin Bagley, Isaiah, is it Livers,
Livers, yeah, livers.
Livers, and 2 second-round picks for forwards Danilo Gallinari and Mike Muscala. So D'Lo and Mike Muscala went to Detroit. Yeah, I mean that's definitely about that's. I don't know what Detroit's thinking was. I don't know what the contracts look like, but you get two young guys. How old was Mike? Gallo was old. Mike Muscala,
He
you
a
know,
body. He's
yeah,
6 fouls.
you know what I'm saying? So you definitely got a player that you can possibly, look at as, one of your future pieces in Marvin Bagley. I think, if they can help him continue to grow. So yeah, I would say the Wizards finally made a pretty good move. What's Marvin Bagley's contract? Because that was another reason uh, that I was saying the Knicks should take a look at Marvin Bagley. I don't think his contract was crazy.
Can't have been.
Right. Couldn't have been crazy. Let's see. I don't even know if Hoops Hype, that's who I'm using. I don't even know if they have him on. No, they don't have him. So he's making $12.5 million this year, $12.5 million next year. You know what I'm saying? So, you're not paying that much money. You got him for 2 seasons, well, 1.5 seasons to see if he can, maybe come through for you. Maybe come through for you. Yeah. While some people think Brunson is mid, Willie thinks, well, I don't know what he's trying to say. I don't know if he's calling him a B.
Yeah, I think it's worse than mid. I think
Right?
that one's worse than mid.
Yeah. I think he's, because he don't like him.
He kind of has that effect on the opposing team.
He does.
Either you're gonna give him his respect, or you're gonna be like, oh, he's overrated.
Right.
He, he he's just doing that against us. Nope, he's doing it against everybody.
Right. And it's the but a lot of people in the league are complaining about Brunson since last year is the foul calls.
Yeah.
Right. They say, oh, he throws his head back, and does all of these antics to get foul calls, and he probably does. You know what I'm saying?
As long as we ain't getting no flopping calls, let's go.
And he doesn't get called for them. He doesn't get called for the flopping calls. He throws his head back, does a good body, does a good job, pushing his body to the side and throwing himself off balance. But, and because there's a lot of times when I look at him like, come on, man. I see his body flail and I'm like, come on, the kid got fouled. You know what I'm saying? But then if you slow it down and you look at it in slow motion, you can see that, Brunson did it. That's what Willie again said. Brunson gets the most cheese foul calls.
That's the other part I like about this. We get to get some of their slang. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you know, that is that ends up being one of the you know, one of the signs of a star, right? When they get some calls that, other teams just get burned up about. You know what I mean? Like, yo, come on, man, this guy's getting like James Harden.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like
Ticky
James
tack,
Harden
ticky
get
tack
all these,
fouls.
yeah, little ticky tack fouls. And Brunson gets those calls, man.
The messed up thing is, even though he gets calls, he doesn't get calls too. And he be getting knocked to the ground all the time. You know what I mean? He be getting beat up in the post
Hmm.
amongst the trees.
Yeah, I mean, and some of it could be some referees are, thinking in their head, yeah, we know about Brunson, he'll do this and do that. You know what I'm saying? So some of them are gonna overlook some of it. But um, that's the sign of a star player, I think. A guy who can really get those calls, and it makes it hard to play defense on him. Andrew said Brunson is just a level above anything we have at this point. He knows how to manipulate the game. There it is, right there.
Should have told your boy earlier who was calling him mid.
There it is, right there. Brunson knows how to manipulate the game. You know what I mean? And I'm just happy that the Knicks finally have a guy that can do that. You know what I'm saying? Finally have a guy that can do it. It's been uh it's been how long since the Knicks have had that guy? Patrick Ewing? No, Melo, I guess. Melo. But even Melo struggled um getting calls. Like Melo really struggled getting calls. Greg says, Sim, what do you think about playing some post-game interviews of the losing team on the losers lounge to see what they said about us, etc., why they lost in the future? We've talked about that. We've
we,
we've we've talked about that. The issue is
it's
getting
gonna
those
it's gonna
interviews
push the show
in time.
back. Pardon me.
Yeah, exactly. Getting those interviews in time, having to search them out and find them in time. That's the issue. But we're working on trying to find a way. So, Greg, guess what? That was a good question. That was a good question. But I do want to say thank you for asking about, my family and making sure my family is safe and all of that. And yes, everybody in my family is safe. So I appreciate that. Thank you. Definitely appreciate it. Adam said, if the Wizards play like this consistently and start making a couple more shots, we could look good down the stretch. Well, I mean, they did what was expected down the stretch. I mean, they still played tough down the stretch. They made shots. They made it tight. So the Knicks just had the better player out there on the floor. And then the Knicks did what they could to make the game as tight as possible. Yeah. Colt said tonight was how you're supposed to compete. Win or lose, you put that effort in. No more 40-point blowouts. We'll see.
I mean, that's an inspired fan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because they've been getting smacked
They've been getting
by
smacked.
us included.
Mm-hmm. They've been getting smacked by everybody. Um, I mean, we seen it with the Knicks, right? They traded for OG, and everybody, kind of wakes everybody up. And it could be the same way with the Wizards. Trade goes down. Now everybody's kind of on edge a little bit. Like, oh, all right, I don't want to get traded. Or maybe some people do want to get traded, but I don't want to get traded. Let me make sure I'm on my game. You know what I mean? So, maybe it's a turning point for this season Oh no. They're like the Wizards are 7-33 on the season. Yeah, I mean, you're not turning much around. They might as well just let it go as far as possible and get the best pick possible because the Knicks own their pick. So this year, it's top 18 protected, but you know what I mean?
Mhm.
They might as well let it go as deep as possible and be as bad
Yeah,
as it can be.
that's a fact. I forgot about that aspect. Wow. What was I gonna say? Um, oh, it's supposedly it's not a good draft this year.
Mhm.
So I think a lot of people have been talking about because the picks they acquired I think are for this year as well. So it's like people think they're not valuable. I don't
Yeah.
know.
Yeah, but you know what? Every time it's not a good draft, a couple guys come out of them.
That's
People
true.
are, "Oh, it's not a good draft. It's not a good draft." But then 3, 4 years down the line, it's been like 3 or 4, really, starters that have come out of the draft. So you never know. A lot of it comes down to scouting, but I guess drafts like this is where you can find guys deeper in the draft too.
Mhm. How has their drafting been over the years?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Dating all the way back to Michael Jordan when he drafted Kwame Brown.
Wow.
Remember, I think Kwame Brown was the first number one pick to come straight out of high school. I think. You know what I'm saying? And Kwame Brown just wasn't ready. It definitely wasn't ready to be the number one pick. You know what I'm saying? He needed time. I think he had a couple of good years with the Lakers, right? But the Wizards haven't drafted well. I mean, they drafted John Wall and Bradley Beal. After that, who?
And right now, I guess it would just
Avdia.
be Advil, yeah.
Avdia. Um, that's it. Yeah, I can't think of anybody else that's notable who
Nah,
they haven't
I,
been good for a while.
I feel like they should have had. ha- Do you know some of their misses beside like recent misses? Because I'm wondering if you know what I mean if they whoever's running things now, you know what I mean, maybe they know how to find that diamond in the rough. Like
Right.
I know even taking Denny, that was a risk, right? It wasn't I think he's actually a little bit better than the draft projections.
They had, who was running the show for a long time? Um, I can't think of his name now, but he used to be with the Knicks. um, let me see. Ernie Grunfeld, I think.
Yep.
Yep, that's who it was.
Always bringing up them Knicks and bruises.
He was with the Wizards from 2004 to 2019,
I do
and
remember that.
they did nothing during that time. But wasn't he all right with the Knicks?
Um, I don't think
I
so.
don't
I
know.
think
Maybe not. Maybe not.
actually he might have been the last of the okay times. Because what he was before Scott, right? Scott Layden.
Yes, he was before Scott Layden.
And Scott Layden was the beginning of the dark ages.
Whew. Oh my goodness.
So like at the time he wasn't good, but we didn't, it's one of those be careful what you wish for. You know what I mean? Because he wasn't horrible. And
Right,
things got horrible after.
right. So so he had to do did he engineer the Patrick Ewing trade?
hold up. Somebody's saying no, I'm wrong. Let's see. Because that would be later. He says Grunfeld brought in Duhan and the Utah backups.
Okay, so he
I
served.
thought, wait.
Hold on. He
No,
served.
that was Scott Layton.
So
Too.
he was general manager of the Knicks from 89 to 99. So those are the years when the Knicks were.
Yeah. That's what. So I was right. There
you go.
Yeah,
Right.
Scott Layton Scott Layton did them Utah because Scott Layton came from Utah, I believe.
Yeah,
and then he brought in Howard Isley, was it? And somebody else.
Yeah. Those. Okay, so if we got from 89 to 99, those years.
Yes.
I mean, those are the Knicks' best years right there.
For us, for our era. You know what I mean?
Our era. You know what I'm saying? Those are the Knicks' best years. And then after 1999, that's when it all went downhill. They made the finals in
99.
Right? Was it the 99-2000 season, right? I think they made the finals. And then after that, you know, they done. They were done. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I guess the Wizards felt Ernie Grunfeld, you know, did his thing. He went to then he was the general manager of the Bucks from 99 to 2003, and then the Wizards from 03 to 2019. He was there for 16 years. Yeah. Well, you know, he had some good years, you know. So big shout out to Ernie Grunfeld, you know, for the Knicks got to two championships under him. I mean, got to the finals twice. Got to the finals twice under him. So that's not bad. That's not bad. You know, we'll see where the Wizards are now. I mean, the Wizards just need a total rebrand. You know, I say it every time we talk about the Wizards. They just need a total rebrand of everything. You know what I mean? Now, the jerseys they had on tonight, I think are pretty dope though. You know, they the black jerseys, it just says the district on it. Teal and red, I think them joints are fire. But you know, I feel like they need a total new rebrand. They should change the name from the Wizards to the district.
Yeah, I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I think that right there is much more catchy. It's much more today. Just the district. You ain't gotta say nothing else. Just the district. I don't know, you know, does a team have to have, do they gotta have
DC in it or Washington?
No, like a name like the Wizards, you know.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
Right. You know what I'm saying? I just call them the district. You know what I'm saying? And let it go there. Just like with the when they changed it from the Redskins to the Washington football team, I thought the Washington football team was better than the Commanders. The district is better than the Wizards. I think that would be tough. They changed it to the district.
I say just go back to the original.
Bullets.
Yeah.
Way better than the Wizards. Name wise, but you know.
I know.
They're not
politics.
They're not gonna do that. They're not gonna do that at all. But yeah. I don't know. Well, you know, the Knicks got the win though. Wizards fans are not happy. Well, some are happy. Some are not happy. You know, but the Knicks got the win tonight. What do you think about just real quick? What do you think about you know, the news that came out today that Quentin Grimes is unhappy? And the Knicks are working hard, are actively trying to move. I mean, we knew that the Knicks were actively trying to move him, but
I didn't even hear that report.
Yeah.
Is that what the caller was referring to earlier? Did somebody reference that? Oh no, he was talking about Randall and the trade.
Yeah.
report. No, I didn't hear about that.
Yeah.
I mean, at this point, if it's true, yeah, hopefully we are. We know we don't need no distractions. We don't need, especially from a. I mean, come on, bro. You had all the opportunity.
Right.
You know what I mean? Earned your way up, fell back into the second unit. I think that was an opportunity. You know what I mean? In itself.
So
And
so check this out. This is from Ian Bagley. This was about 30 minutes ago. Let me know if you can hear it.
Grimes was scoreless off the bench. He hasn't really taken advantage of his increased playing time since the Raptors trade. And you reported this week that the Knicks were taking calls on Grimes. So what's the latest with that?
Yeah, I think those calls will continue to come in ahead of the February 8th trade deadline. And I'm told that there are a few teams in particular that have expressed some interest. It is the Hawks, the Jazz, the Rockets, and Memphis. Those are among the teams that have expressed some interest in Grimes. So, take out the trade machine, figure out who could be coming back in those deals if you like to do that sort of thing. But yeah, keep an eye on those teams as we get closer to the deadline with Quentin Grimes.
All right.
he said Hawks, Jazz, and who else?
The Hawks, the Jazz, the Rockets, and Memphis.
Marcus Smart.
With Memphis. Yep. Marcus Smart. I
don't
mean, the
know.
Jazz got a bunch of guys: Colin Sexton, Jordan Clarkson.
Yep.
Right. Well, a couple of guys.
I'm stumped on the Wizards. Who?
No, not the Wizards.
I mean, not the Rockets. I'm stumped on the Rockets.
Yeah, I don't know who the Rockets would. I don't know.
I mean, give me Sengun.
Right.
Oh,
and then of course the Hawks. Murray. Right. You would think that's going to be that would be the likely guy. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know.
I'm not the biggest Marcus Smart fan, but I definitely would take him in a heartbeat on this team.
He adds to the culture of the Knicks, though. You know what I'm saying? As far as the toughness, the defense, the toughness, he is a ball handler. You know what I mean? He's been, running a team on a championship level.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough. He'll come in with orange hair.
That's funny. Yeah, I mean, I like that, and I think he maintains his value. If you're talking about flipping them down the line,
yeah,
give us some of them Boston secrets. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
And I think you immediately get put in that conversation for contenders. Like, you look at the impact that Drew Holiday had joining the Celtics, the impact. Well, I guess Dame is up in the air, but you know what I mean. Like those type of defensive guards. That was what the Celtics were missing when they first made the trade. To get Holiday, it's like, so yeah, it'd be like, yeah, I think that puts us. I don't know if we'd be better than Boston, but it makes us a lot tougher adversary.
Yeah, no doubt about it. I mean, that's tough. That would be tough.
I'll put him right on Brown. Put Marcus Smart right on Brown.
Put him on Brown. Put him
OG,
on
OG on Tatum.
Yeah, I mean that'd be tough. I throw in my KP too. Remember what he used to do to KP when he was with the Knicks?
Forgot about that.
My gosh, throw him to the floor. You know what I mean? Everything.
I totally forgot about that. That's hilarious.
It was Steph Bondi today who said Quentin Grimes is reportedly frustrated in New York and the Knicks are actively trying to trade him. And he said that the Dallas Mavericks are a team with interest in Grimes as well. Yeah.
I made that face because Tim Hardaway Jr.'s name had came up before.
Yeah, I don't know.
It didn't really make sense, but
yeah, I mean, not that I don't, he's a good basketball player, but it doesn't make sense. Like you
I
said.
mean, in the Grimes role, I think he would be fine though. You know what I mean?
Right. In the Grimes role,
but yeah, it don't really move the needle.
Yeah. Now, and then I guess the article also says that there's also speculation that Thibodeau soured on Grimes for sitting out the last 2 games in the playoff series against the Cavaliers because of a shoulder injury. The speculation.
I'm sorry, say that again.
It said there's also speculation that Tibbs soured on Grimes for sitting out the last 2 games in the playoff series against the Cavaliers because of a shoulder injury.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I wouldn't put it past Tibbs being mad, but
I mean, like if his shoulder really wasn't hurt or something like that, or I mean, I don't think as a coach you can't expect the player. Some players are gonna play through it, some players are not. I mean, it's their careers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And it's the shoulder. Like you need
and
that. You need that.
Right. And if your doctor, not the team's doctor, if your doctor is saying don't play on it, So
Here you go, Craig. I agree with him.
What do you say?
He said once Grimes talked trash about Tibbs, he was traded that day.
I mean, you might be right. Might be right. Yeah.
Hey, we need a move. No, I said we need a move to be made.
Yeah. Ian Bagley also said this. People with the Knicks are interested in DeJounte Murray. They like him a lot. The price that Atlanta is asking for is going to be a little bit too high for New York.
May go down to the wire. May go down to the deadline because if they really trying to move him, and because I heard the same thing about the Lakers, like the price is too high.
Right.
Even though they was talking about they don't want to give up Reeves.
I wonder what the price is. I mean, the price has to be in draft picks, right?
Well, I think it may fluctuate from team to team. Like, because I think with the Lakers, they won't include Reeves. That might be the price for them,
right?
Because they don't have the draft capital that
right.
A team like we do,
right? For the Knicks, it has to be the draft capital because the Hawks got to know that they can't move Hart. They can't move Deuce. I mean, not that the Knicks would not move Deuce, but they can't move Deuce right now. You know what I'm saying? So Grimes has to be the guy, and Ian Bagley just said that the Hawks are interested in Grimes, so Grimes is probably the guy. I wonder what that price is, and if the Knicks are trying to get him to drop that price down some. You figure the longer it goes and he's not traded, the lower the price is going to be.
That's what I'm saying. It might go down to the wire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's desperation start kicking in.
Right.
We think about what Shaquan said.
How about John Wall as the backup point guard and make a trade for a wing? My only issue with John Wall is he hasn't played in the league in a minute. Like, played serious minutes in the league. You know what I'm saying?
I think Where was he last year? He played last year.
He was in Houston.
Yeah, he played as a showcase, I guess. But I thought did they not move him or waive him and he signed with somebody else at the end of the year?
I think so. I think they did.
Was that Phoenix? That wasn't Phoenix.
I don't.
Yeah, I mean it's not a surefire thing, but I think the price and the cost is if there's no other options, you know what I mean. I think it's worth the look. It'd be like Taj, you know what I mean, non-guaranteed.
Mhm.
Give it a look.
So John Wall was with the Clippers. That's right. He was
Clippers.
with Houston. No, so he wasn't even with Houston last year. He was only with the Clippers last year. He only played 34 games.
I mean, if all else fails, we're talking about the second unit, and we really just looking for him to be a distributor. You know what I mean? Push the pace. I think. Yeah.
You know, I mean, you know. Kerry Cox said John Wall equals Ron Baker right now.
Nah, Ron Baker was constant effort.
For real. For real. I don't know. I mean, obviously there's some negotiating going on. I think there is some negotiating going on with Atlanta. You know what I'm saying? If anybody would be a mouthpiece that Leon Rose would use in the media, it would be Ian Begley. Right? You know, who else would he use? It would be Ian Begley. Ian Begley he's always objective when it comes to the Knicks. You never hear him badmouth any players or do anything like that. You know, he'll say his opinion, you know, but it's you know, he's always, you know, he's got a good relationship with the team. So if they were going to send any information out through the media, it would be Ian Begley, in my opinion. You know, and you know, when you look at the two things he said just tonight, that the Hawks have interest in Quentin Grimes, and then he says, but the asking price for Murray, the Knicks have a lot of interest, but the asking price is too much. Those type of things sound like messages. Not that Leon Rose couldn't give the message, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, when you put it out there in the public, now it adds, you know, a little bit more fire under the negotiations. You know what I mean?
Woj CAA.
He is. He's CAA. But he's also national, you know. I think Woj is the one, when it's finalized, they say, yeah, they call Woj up and say, okay, it's done. You know what I'm saying? But to get the other little things out, they might go through guys like Bagley. You know, I don't know. Keith, you said, I never seen an article that said Atlanta wants Grimes. Ian Bagley just said it in an interview 30 minutes ago that teams that are interested in Quentin Grimes, Atlanta, Utah, Memphis, and someone else, Houston. He just said that 30 minutes ago. So, you know, we will see. We'll see.
There's a lot of mellow talk in the chat.
So, you know, in the last show, post game show, someone asked about OG playing minutes, the Knicks playing minutes, players playing minutes, a lot of minutes. This is what OG thinks about playing minutes.
I think you played 130 minutes in the last 4 days. Is that how much you're used to playing? Like, what's used to I feel good. You know. Did you expect? Pardon? 43 last night and 43. How do you feel? I didn't even know how many minutes it was. I feel fine. Yeah. Have you ever played this many? Do you look at the minutes when you finish games? That's something that you people tell me. I played like Toronto played like 50 minutes in one game, and 42. I played a lot of minutes. So you're used to this? Yeah, I'm used to it.
You prepare your body in the off season for these kind of minutes.
Off season and in season. Yeah.
There you go. Players don't mind playing minutes. You know what I'm saying? And they're ready. They're prepared for it. Yeah, OG is a man of little words. You know, you're not going to get a great interview from OG, and he's not going to say anything. You know what I'm saying? He's a man of little words. Anyway, Tony, I'm going to get up out of here, man. I'm going to give me some rest.
Yeah, man. Heal up, man. Rest up. That's the best. That's the best way to get right anyway.
This medicine that the doctor gave me, I forgot what it's called now. You know, some kind of medicine that is supposed to make the symptoms go away a little bit quicker, help you heal up a little bit quicker. Then he told me to take vitamin D+. So, you know, I'm gonna go get that tomorrow and heal up and be ready. Greg said, do you think they're going to talk against Tibbs knowing what the results will be? Come on now, they're playing the game. Man, I think these guys like to be on the court. That's what I think. I think they like to be on the court. That's why you play. You know what I'm saying? I know when I was hooping, I mean, I still hoop now, but when I was like right now, I'll be like, hey, I need a break. Right? But when I was 25, 26 years old, I'm ready to go.
Wow, the coach took me out.
You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go. I shoot. When I was in high school and college, I play a game and I'm ready to play another game that night. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing pickup, you know, I'm playing, playing pickup ball. I'm playing 15 games a day. Come on, man. Playing 15 games a day back in them days. Today, I need a break. You know what I'm saying? I look over to the bench like, come on, I need one. You know, but back then, I was hooping. RG the OG says, Sim will be in Tibbs' doghouse for resting. I probably would, because at this age, I look over to Tibbs and be like, come on, man, I need a break. Why you think Taj Gibson got waived? He probably looked over and said, come on, Tibbs, what's up?
You knew what it was when you signed up.
You know what I'm saying? For real. Yeah. Nah, I think he told me to take the vitamin D+ because I'm getting old. He said, it's good for your joints. And, I'm like, Doc, I do play a lot of ball still, but he's like, nah, it's good for your joints and, flexibility and all that kind of stuff. I was like, all right. He's like, yeah, it's going to make you feel younger. I was like, all right, well, let's do it then. So, yeah. They said I'm turning into a vampire. I mean, this light right here ain't exactly sunlight, though. Nah, I get plenty of sunlight. I get plenty of sunlight. Anyway, I'm out, Tony. Appreciate it, bro. Ladies and gentlemen, we're up out of here. Be easy. Obviously, if anything breaks tomorrow, we'll be on, but
support the channel.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Support the channel. Cash App, $ nothing but Knicks. PayPal is paypal.me/nothing but Knicks. You know what I mean? We're up out of here, folks. Be peaceful.
You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change quickly. Once we losing is what got us here. None of us feel good about it. This is, where we are. You are what your record is. You are what has happened, recently. But things can change